Hey guys, welcome back to the C'Q the Watch Guy show with me, C'Q the Watch Guy. Hope you're having an amazing day out there. I know I am. Beautiful day here in Orlando, Florida at the DeBethune headquarters. Make sure you stop on by if you're in town, or if you happen to be in South Florida. We do have a beautiful showroom there in Miami next to the Design District as well. Come on, stop in, have a coffee, let's talk watches. It's kind of what we do here. We love to do it. Anyways, hope you guys are having an amazing day out there. Geneva Watch Days is all wrapped up. So many great watches got released. I definitely invite you to dig into all the different releases out there. I picked 3 of my favorite watches that have come out of this Geneva Watch Days. Honestly, I could have made a list of 10 or 15, so I forced myself to pick 3 really, in my opinion, impactful watches, the watches that I love to see. I love to see in person, and I think, that were great to highlight. Let's start out with the Tudor Blancpain Blue Chronograph. I think this watch is stunning. We were very lucky to get one pretty much as soon as it was released. So I got to see one in the metal, handle it, and it's just a great watch. Tudor has been doing just a nice, consistent job of giving good quality releases. The price points haven't been jumping up or anything like that to my knowledge, and just great watches that you want to get, but also making them available. And I love this so much. Since I believe the black ceramic Blancpain, since that released a couple of years ago, they've started this trend of as soon as something is announced, pretty much is released. And that I love that. I love that people being able to see something on Instagram and all the different magazines and hear me talk about it and stuff. And hey, being able to go, if you're lucky enough and you have a good relationship with your Tudor AD, you're actually able to get hands on it. Maybe if not able to get it in your collection immediately, get on a wait list, get hands on it, see the watch, feel the watch, something like that, versus seeing something released and then, back in the day, you see something released and 6 months, 9 months down the line, you got to wait before you can even get the watch in your hand and be able to handle it. Overall, great piece, just a classic Blancpain chrono with a beautiful blue dial. That is a really nice shade of blue, a nice deep metallic blue. Looks great on the bezel, looks great on the dial. With the silver sub-dials, I think it's a winner watch. Looks great in every light scenario. And I just think, again, another great release by Tudor. And I'm happy to see them continuing this path of nice light updates on their collections. Nothing too crazy, but they don't need to do anything crazy. Just continue your path of success and providing good pieces to the collectors who love them. And I think they're one of the best values out there. If you're looking for a watch that can do anything, Tudor just gives you a great lineup. And the Tudor Blancpain Blue Chronograph, I think, well done. Well done, Tudor. Well done. Next up, I want to talk about let's talk about Konstantin Chaykin and it's the Thin King watch that has now taken the crown of the thinnest watch away from the Bulgari Octafinissimo Ultra that was 1.8 millimeters thick. Now we're at 1.65 millimeters thick. That is insanely thin. I just love, one, that it's not a random independent, but just an independent out of nowhere who comes out with this watch. Konstantin Chaykin, who you know for making funky, amazing watches, of so many different variations, but they always tell time in a very unique way. And just to see out of nowhere kind of drops this watch and is the thinnest watch out there. I guess the only caveat is you do need a tool to wind it. So I guess Bulgari in my head will always have the thinnest watch with the crown or with the winding element on the watch. And now the Thin King will just be the thinnest watch in general. Such an amazing piece. And I do love it has a really cool carrying case, like a back component that basically has a rotor in it. So you can wind it and wear it at the same time, or wind it without that case and get the full thinness. I think just an amazing watch. Not much you can do when you have that much thinness, but to see that independent brand went after this challenge and nobody needs to go for, and did it well and did it in a very unique way and made a watch that still resembles a watch. We're to the point now it's very hard to make a watch that thin that looks like a watch. I think the Bulgari Optima Finissimo Ultra did an amazing job of keeping it a watch and being able to wind it. But now that we're getting so thin, it's really hard to have everything, be on the same level and tell time without, touching each other, unless we're using very, very thin pieces of metal for the hours and minutes, the gears, everything else is in there. But kudos to Konstantin Chaykin. Check out their watches if you never have. They make some really awesome, fun, and funky watches. So kudos to them for taking the crown with the Thin King for the thinnest watch, in existence at the moment. I'm sure somebody's going to shave. It's probably going to get to a point where we're going to start shaving 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, because at this point, soon it's just going to be a holograph on your wrist. But again, it's so amazing to me that an independent brand did this, who doesn't have the big R&D development like a Richard Mille or a Bulgari to just dedicate to doing this feat. This is something that had to be a bit of a side project on top of everything else that he makes. So kudos to him once again for making that watch. And my last Geneva pick, but certainly not the least, has to be the new DeBethune DB28 XS Aerolite. This is one of my top 10 watches of all time. I'll put it there. Definitely, on the top list of DeBethunes for me, and because I've handled quite a few of them. I love a lot of them, but I'm just a big fan of Meteorite dials. I just think if you look at a Meteorite dial and you really just take a second to look and you see just because of the crystallization of the minerals, how they're just perfectly symmetrical lines and textures that all kind of lay so perfect and just gives you this grid of lines and materials and different type of irons and metals in there. But it's organically made, right? It was organically made in space and just molten metal, just settled in the right way that just makes beauty. And I'm a big fan of organic art. Things that just literally slice into it and it looks amazing. With the new DB28 XS Aerolite, they did that to the umpteen power by applying the random gear-shaped pattern that they use on the Starry Seas DB on that Meteorite dial. Put it with a blacked out zirconium case, and it just gives you a watch that literally is from space, and it looks like it could be on your wrist when you're about to take off and go on a deep galactic space mission or something. Just an insane watch. Just from the material standpoint, who's even working with these materials, who's even trying to engrave Meteorite at this point, especially in the way that they did it, which just makes it like just an amazing wave-like pattern on this meteorite that just looks like something really intergalactic. I've seen it in a bunch of different photos, in the light, in the shade, and it just gives you beautiful color, a lot of purple, a lot of blues coming out from the stone there. But to me, this is one of the best looking DBs out there. Of course, it's a little bit of an avant-garde watch, avant-garde brand anywhere, but I love that they keep pushing the envelope and keep giving their collectors and people who want to, enthusiasts of the brand, interesting things to look at, and of course, if you don't really know the history of the brand, everything goes into it, you think, oh, this is simple to be done, but they do everything in the hardest way possible. But when you see it, the final product just looks seamless, like an amazing piece of art. So kudos to DeBethune to releasing another stunner. They had the new steel wheels as well, which is really good, but this Aerolite is chef's kiss. An amazing watch, and if you're a DB collector or somebody likes high-end independent watches, definitely a piece that a lot of people are going to be talking about for a long time. All right, guys, so that's kind of my wrap up for Geneva Watch Days. Those are my 3 favorite pieces that really stood out to me that I love. Of course, I can go on and on, but again, get in the comments. Let me know what was your favorite pieces, your favorite releases from Geneva Watch Days. I'd love to talk more about that, so get down and comment below. Let's jump into our watches of the week. I picked 3 watches that honestly, I went to the vault and they just jumped out at me. Let's start with the ladies, of course. This is Chrissa's pick. Chrissa is basically the head of operations, GM, the sales here as well. She's also the most stylish person in the office, and I dare say in Orlando. She every day, you know, she puts together a clean outfit with some amazing kicks, and she has a really good eye for color. So I was like, hey, let you have the pick for today. And today she picked this beautiful Datejust 36 with the purple aubergine dial, diamonds at 9 o'clock, diamonds at 6 o'clock. And this is just a gorgeous Datejust. The purple is nice, it's vivid, it's deep, it's not loud, it doesn't scream across the room, and then you just have those touch of diamonds on the Roman numerals at 9 and 6, giving you a little bit of bling, but again, not something that's super shiny, not something that's screaming across the room by any means. 36mm, so something very wearable. It's not dainty, even though they do make the smaller size, and this one happens to be in unworn condition, still with stickers on it. Let me get your price really quick. This is a really good piece if you just want something different and interesting. If you want to surprise her with, you know, something special that she's not going to see everywhere. Unworn condition, full set, 14,875 on this piece. A beauty. I really, not much words. And it's a new reference as well, 1262340, so a newer watch too. Next up, we have this really cool. So this is a new release as well. We're lucky somebody traded it into us so fast, but this is a Blancpain Air Command Flyback chronograph in green. So you've seen this in the blue before. So this is the green dial variation. So they're using grade 23 titanium, which is super interesting. Normally used for medical purposes. So it's very anti-corrosive. It's a little bit more denser than normal titanium as well. And just a beautiful piece. I love Blancpains. I love Air Commands because it gives you a lot of vintage aesthetics. I'm a big fan of vintage aesthetics on modern watches because I get the looks of a vintage watch. I don't get any of the headaches with repairing. Is this real? Is that real? All that stuff that goes into a vintage watch. And sometimes if you don't want that headache, there's so many great options in the modern world to give you that look. And this Air Command Flyback does it. I think the green is beautiful. Nice matte green dial with this patina creamy color on the hours, minutes, all the numerals as well, the tachymeter scale in there. So it gives you a nice military vintage aesthetic. Black ceramic bezel, a little bit of that patina. It's a little bit darker on the bezel too. Just a great all-around watch. If you're looking for a new chronograph or you're looking for something again with that vintage aesthetic, this is a great piece of pickup. We have this for an amazing price, and these were literally just released. I think this is still the only one out on the market. So check out that Blancpain Air Command Chrono, and the price on that is 16,875, full set, unworn condition, limited to 200 pieces. This is a good pickup. This is one I doubt we're gonna see very often in here, and we see a little bit everything. All right, last but not least, we have a JLC Master Calendar Meteorite dial. I love to talk about these every time we get them in because to me, these are such an amazing value, especially if you like unique dials and stone dials. It's JLC, in-house movement, master calendar. So you got a full calendar, you got your month, your day, your date, and the moon phase on this watch. Stainless steel case, beautiful slice of meteorite that plays with the light, so beautiful. Full scent, excellent condition, 12,575. The value that you're getting here, if this was any other brand, any of the big brands, most other brands, to be honest with you, this would be a $20,000, $30,000 watch, even in stainless steel, just because of everything you have here. JLC just gives you just an amazing quality watch for a really great value. Definitely something you should pick up if you're interested in getting a calendar watch. You want something a little bit more complicated, or you're looking to get something dressy for the complication, but something that has a little bit of an oomph, a little bit of a uniqueness. This Meteorite dial is special, and I just love the layout of everything, super legible, and you even get the blue there on your half moon that selects your date. That just gives it a really nice pop of color where you want it. Really great piece. If you never had one on the wrist, this is a great watch to add to your collection. Many people pick this up and it never leaves their collection. Let's just say that. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, if you want to see these and many more, check out davidsw.com. Like, comment, and subscribe to keep seeing more videos like this. And you know what to do. Buy what you love.